Hello and welcome back to Foundation Fabs or Flushes. Today's video is an example of why I wanted to get samples whenever I could for this video series that I'm doing on my channel, because today's foundation has cost me £120. If my parents watch this, they're going to be like, are you crazy? What's going on? What are you doing with your life? And you know what? I would be like that too. The reason why I paid so much is because of customs, but I'll get a little bit more into it later on in the video. But if you would like to know what the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous foundation looks like and wears like on an oily, acne-prone skin, just keep on watching. So yes, today's foundation is the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation. It is the Luminous foundation. I'm going to get into that in a second. It looks like this. It's in a glass compartment. It looks very stylish. It looks very sleek, but the price that I paid for it, not worth it. I also decided to buy the setting powder that came out in the same range. It is absolutely huge. It has 25 grams of product. That is almost a full ounce. That is a lot for a powder, I do have to admit. For these two products, I have ended up paying £114.55. Let that sink in. Almost £120 for two products. What am I doing with my life? The reason why I paid so much is because of customs and shipping charges. I don't know why I'm not expecting these things and why I'm shocked. The custom charge was £40.96. And the products themselves, including shipping, cost me £73.59. The powder cost $36, which would probably be around £31 or something like that. And the foundation is £38, which would probably be like £34. I would be happy to pay that, even shipping, but hell, are you serious? Another £40 on top of that for customs? Get that foundation, get that powder on Cult Beauty, because you are losing your UK clientele because of all those additional charges. Let's read about this foundation. It's here now. We might as well test it. Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation is a water-resistant liquid foundation that creates a luminous natural finish. The radiant formula delivers long-wearing, medium coverage, yet still feels weightless and looks ultra fresh. This is the coverage you have been waiting for. Luminous foundation looks so great on its own. There's no need to set with powder. Available in 50 completely natural shades, this lightweight foundation blurs any imperfection, including discoloration and unevenness, without caking or masking the skin's natural radiance. With a seamless application, this easy-to-blend face makeup leaves the skin with a perfected looking complexion that is free of flashback or oxidization. Sounds pretty nice. Not entirely my gig, but we all know how I feel about NARS. What is very interesting and what I like is that it is not going to give me flashback, or it's not gonna oxidize. I was worried about the oxidization because I did get the shade 130N, and in the bottle it looks like it might be just the right shade. Let's zoom in and let's put this foundation on. I'm just gonna quickly read the claims on the box as well. They're not really claims, but they are very interesting facts worth to note. This foundation is vegan, gluten-free, alcohol-free, clinically tested, dermatologist tested, ophthalmologist tested. I have no idea what that means. I'm gonna put whatever it means on the screen now. Non-comedogenic, suitable for sensitive skin, long wearing and no flashback. Like I said, I have the shade 130N. Let's give it a shake. It doesn't suggest that you should shake your foundation, but I always do, just in case it sat and it's settled. It's gone weird. Okay, the pump is very small. You don't have to like press it in fully. It's very short. Oh, reasonably thick. As always, I will start my application on one side with a sponge and then I will try it with a brush. Anastasia does suggest a brush rather than a sponge, so let's see which one looks better. This is my face with one layer of the foundation applied with the sponge in comparison to my bare face. It is more of a medium coverage, I agree. I will try and build it in a second. I'm just going to let this set before I do that. It does set, definitely. The one thing I was worried about is that it was going to stay creamy, but it does actually set on the skin. I'm going to move on to the brush side and then we'll try and build it. I don't like how this looks. It sits on the skin, it's streaky. This is pressed in a lot nicer, so I'm going to go back to the sponge. Already so much better. And this is the other side of my face in comparison to my bare face. It's like a very light medium coverage, dare I say. However, I'm not giving up on it yet. I'm gonna let this side dry. I'm going to try and build this side. Taking more of my foundation, I'm stamping it on my problematic area, which is my cheeks and my jaw. And this is my face with 2 layers of the foundation in comparison to my bare face and 1 layer of the foundation. It does build, doesn't build to like complete full coverage, but it is very high coverage. I like buildable foundations because it caters to a lot more people. It doesn't limit Anastasia when it comes to their clientele. The price does, but the formulation doesn't. I'm also going to test the powder, so let me read about that one as well. Anastasia Beverly Hill's loose setting powder perfects, brightens and sets makeup in place. This lightweight, superfine powder formula goes on smoothly as it absorbs oil, minimizes shine and leaves you with a flawless matte finish. Available in 4 natural toned shades and 1 universal translucent powder shade. This silky formula gives the complexion a seamless, soft focus effect, blurs the looks of imperfections and extends the wear of your makeup. I did get the translucent shade. I didn't want to risk by getting the banana or the vanilla. If this was going to oxidize and I was going to put on a powder that was going to be too dark, I would have been devastated. I'm already devastated with how much I paid for it, so translucent it is. However, before I set anything, I want to test other formulas on top of the foundation as always. So I'm going to take my Revolution matte base concealer in 13.5 to bronze the perimeters of my face. I'm going to finish it, but the foundation doesn't really like that motion. It disrupts that perfect blend, especially on my forehead. I can see where I've stamped the brush. I'm going to have to go back in with the sponge to smooth it back out. So the brush is a no-no for me when it comes to this foundation. So it's not about not wanting to mix with the formula, it's the use of brush. For my concealer, I'm using Catrice Liquid Camouflage and I will get my powder ready. I'm going to tap some out. Unfortunately, this doesn't have like a separate cap, so the powder, once you put the lid on, will kind of tip out onto the lid. And as always, I will use my sponge to apply the powder under my eyes. Ooh, either my sponge is too damp or the powder doesn't like water at all. It's making these little specks of powder. So we don't ruin the makeup that I have, because so far it does look very nice. I'm going to use a brush. I agree, it does smooth out the skin. It looks so nice. I'm going to dust powder all over my face. I do look a little bit dry and therefore I will use a mist once you spray it with the Fix Plus. This looks very, 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 very nice. I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup off camera and I'm going to get on with the day. It is bang on 10. I shall see you in 2 hours. 2 hours in and I'm locked outside my house. But let's make a check-in. This is what my face looks like at hour number 2. I am starting to get very luminous, but the coverage is still there. It hasn't disappeared. I look very summery, I think. Quite like it. Very summery looking, almost oily in the center, but I don't mind. Let's keep going. Hour number 4. I'm at home, safe and sound. Sorry about this. I had an itch and it turned out to be a spot. I am very, very dewy in the center of my face especially. I will blot before I say anything. It's not bad. These are probably the spots of foundation. Most of it is oil. Back to less shiny, still luminous, still like natural finish, but nowhere near as oily as I was. I know it's been 4 hours, but I'm slowly losing coverage on my jaw and my cheeks. The foundation is separating above my lip. When it comes to the forehead lines, I'm very surprised and happy to see that the foundation hasn't collected as much as I expected it to. Not impressed, to be completely honest. I will keep going and maybe it'll surprise me like the Makeup Forever did. Alright, see you in 2 more hours. 6.5 hours in. This is what my face looks like. Honestly, I'm very surprised there isn't that much difference since my last check-in. I am shiny once again in the center of my face, but the coverage hasn't left us more than it did in the last check-in. Let me blot first. There isn't that much foundation. This is pretty much just oil. The foundation isn't doing so great in the center of my face, especially on my nose, especially above my lip. The foundation above my lip is not mixing with the oil of my face and it's like separating. I'm so confused by this foundation. I feel like my lines on my forehead don't look bad. I really like this area. So where my bronzer is, and I think it's because there's like additional layer of powder in that place. I powder contoured and powder bronze, so there's like 3 layers of powders in this area, which makes it nice and sealed in and like it just holds. I feel like I might give this foundation another go. I don't know, like ignore what's happening underneath my contour. This area of my face, that looks absolutely stunning. It looks smooth. It has its radiance. I don't know what to make of it, to be completely honest with you. It is 6.5 hours in and I'm going to wear it for a little bit longer, but for now it's kind of like 50-50. So I shall see you in 2 more hours and then we'll decide whether it's worth it or not. Hour number 8, like I said in my previous check-in, this portion, when I look in the camera, it doesn't look bad. To be honest, even when I look in the mirror, it doesn't look as bad as the bottom portion of my face. I kind of like how this looks. It's such a shame, honestly, it is such a shame that this foundation rubbed off, because I wouldn't have to say this, it's not worth it. The reason it's not worth it is because for my oily skin, it just doesn't hold as well as I would like it to for that price. I'm not even including the shipping and the customs. It is $38, and for that price I kind of just expect more. I understand this wasn't targeted for oil skin people like myself, so I kind of don't want to be critical in that sense, because it was my personal choice to try it out. I've paid 120 quid and this is not worth it. I would have preferred to divide that money and buy NARS Luminous. If you have any questions about this foundation, let me know down in the comments below. I would be happy to answer all of your comments. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope it was useful. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. You are the best.